also a time where we read some viewer mail. Sometimes we read the YouTube comments. A lot of times we get physical mail that Christina went to the New Orleans post office, and we got a new piece of mail. I printed it out on the same thing that the tease was on. Dear Wildes, love the show. Wow, thank you. This is one of Brou's many hometowns, New Orleans, correct? Sincerely, Ryan and Brian. Well, thank you for asking, Ryan and Brian. It is a little bit confusing because Brou does claim that this is one of his hometowns anytime a story is in the zeitgeist. So, Brou, can you walk us through your various hometowns and your affinity for Louisiana?
That is an accurate map. I've been all over the place, but my roots are here in Louisiana. Broussard is a common name. There is a restaurant in the French Quarter called Broussard's. There are streets. There is a town called Broussard in Louisiana. My parents went to college here at Xavier University and met here. So that's where I started. They met here at Xavier. So it's great to be home. I was born in Baton Rouge, though. I was about an hour down the road.
Don't say that part.
Yeah, I mean, but I got in Louisiana. I'm a Louisiana guy, gumbo and all that stuff.
Excellent.
Okay. All right, so here we go with the Bud list. Very motivational. It's all positive. So number 3, Andy Reid. All right, now he's a made man. He's got 3 Super Bowls, so he's not under duress. But this is motivation to go get his 4th Super Bowl. That would be incredible. But there's more than that. The first coach ever to win 3 straight Super Bowls, should the Chiefs pull it off. That is huge. But there's more than that. Because if Andy Reid wins this Super Bowl, he'll have 4. I think there is a great argument for him to be the GOAT. The greatest coach of all time. I know that this makes Wildes upset. It makes Nick cheer. It makes you jeer. But this is legitimate that if he wins 4, there'll be an argument. I actually will be one promoting that argument that Andy Reid would be the GOAT should he win his 4th Super Bowl. And here's why. Look at this graphic comparing what each Andy Reid and Belichick did without their superstar.
Wildes hates this so much.
I mean, Belichick has done nothing. He's done nothing without Tom Brady.
20 years of his life.
Andy Reid has been. Look at the win percentage to play. So Belichick made the playoffs 2 times in 11 years without Brady, and Reid made it 13 times in 19 seasons without Mahomes.
Have they ever played? Have they ever coached head-to-head in the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about that. No, not in the Super Bowl. In the AFC title.
With Donovan McNabb.
With Donovan McNabb. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, he got the best of me. But so Andy,
listen, we'll add Belichick's wins at North Carolina to a non-Tom Brady total to help him.
Andy, this could be for the GOAT. You have 2 people on this show pushing you for that. Yeah. I believe in you, Andy Reid. All right, at number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Like his head coach, also a made man. However, if he wins the Super Bowl again, it will be the first 3-peat, and it moves you, Patrick, closer, one step closer to the guy that you really the only competition you have, which is Tom Brady. Okay, so I think that's what this does. It gives you a 3-peat. I would not say this makes you the GOAT. I think Nick might. I would not say a 3-peat with 4 championships makes you the GOAT. But very few people, either way, whether they call you the GOAT or not, very few people can say they did something in the sports that no one else has done, no other quarterback has done. And a 3-peat in the era of free agency. When teammates are moving around, you're getting new teammates all the time. A 3-peat, when none in any of those 3 years, you did not have a Pro Bowl wide receiver or a Pro Bowl running back. That is impressive. A 3-peat in just 7 years as a starter. Like, this is huge. And I was the first, everybody knows, I was the first one, Mahomes, to call you Jordan-esque.
Facts.
All right, the first one, very first one.
Jordan-esque, that's true.
And the boat, the best ever. We've seen all that stuff. But this would be beyond Jordan-esque. Because Jordan is not the only NBA player to win 3 in a row.
No.
Okay, so you would be the only NFL quarterback to ever do that, and that would be tremendous. So, Patrick, you know that I believe in you.
You, me, and Greg believe in Patrick.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well,
I'm a Mahomes guy.
Go with your gut. Yeah. All right, at number 1, I'm going to Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. Now, Jalen, let's just not mince words. People are saying you are the weak link on the Eagles. And that, every other position group is like top 5 in the league. And so you aren't that, so technically it can be true. But if you go out there and play well and win this Super Bowl, all the haters out there will have to be silenced, okay? You are a winner. You are known as a winner. You don't have to throw for 300 yards a game. You're known as a winner, and yet has never won the big game. Oh, no. In college, I mean, technically you won it without
what happened.
But yeah, you were big
sacrificed for his
2.
team.
Right, so you haven't won the big game, but you win this game, you will forever be known as a winner, Jalen Hurts. And then Saquon possibly could end up having the best season that a running back has ever had. And running backs, even if they're great, generally don't lead their teams to Super Bowls. They generally don't, no matter how great they are. Eric Dickerson didn't do it. Barry Sanders didn't do it. Adrian Peterson didn't do it. Even many that won Super Bowls didn't lead their team. That is what you can do, Saquon. I actually believe in you two guys, too. That's this week's Bud List.
Excellent as always.
Outstanding as always.
Love the Bud List. I'm going to add Dallas Goedert.
Oh, my God.
yeah.
So much Dallas Goedert.
Oh, he's great.
Let me, before, because I've been hearing a lot about this. I put Wildes on Dallas Goedert a few weeks ago. I just want to lay claim to that. I've been on this.
Claimed it.
Yeah, you were gone, and then he all of a sudden got to be the Dallas Goedert guy.
It's okay. It was smart. It was smart. It was smart. But Dallas Goedert, he's the kind of the forgotten one. But he's the reason why, when I was listening to Mark Sanchez earlier, Dallas, I hope you were listening to Mark. Because if you get that single high and your quarterback hasn't thrown a lot of passes, you're running the ball, you're the closest guy to the quarterback. You got a large radius, catch radius. Make the catch, get your quarterback going, and then the passing game gets jump-started. You're leading all tight ends in the postseason in catches, yards. I love what you've been doing. You're leading the league in postseason in receptions.
Come on.
You are the driving force that nobody's talking about. Like, we all hear A.J. Brown, is he a great player? Absolutely. Devontae Smith, is he a great player? Absolutely. Saquon Barkley, we know Brou just put him on his Bud List. But nobody's talking about Dallas Goedert. And we know if there's a weakness in that Spags defense, they don't really cover tight ends that well. Dallas Goedert, go get you one of these, man.
Wow. I don't like that.
That's a great way to. Look, it's true. Obviously, like you said, the Chiefs aren't great covering the tight end. But when you look at that offense, you're focused on Saquon, then you're focused on the 2 receivers. He is a guy that's going to get the least amount of attention, so that's a good one.
Right.
Wildes? What time is it?
I was hoping that maybe you would.
What time is it?
It's time, whether you like it or not, for the Sports Media Ombudsman.
Thank you, Kevin Wildes.
Okay.
So here's the deal. I sacrifice a lot for the betterment of this show and the audience.
What?
Sports Media Ombudsman, turns out, not that popular of a position amongst colleagues. Now, normally, that's not a problem for me. Because what I do, go to work, hang out with my family, gamble. I don't see any of my colleagues anywhere. No. Except for 1 week a year, Super Bowl week.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, sitting on the plane, see one guy get on the plane, I was like, I unbutted him a few months ago. Guy that walked in after him, Wright with Kevin Wildes, KW, was like, hey, why did you meet Nick Wright? I'm like, don't want to meet him. This morning, getting coffee in the lobby. I'm like, I don't know why you're here, but you were a mainstay on the ombudsman list. So, since I'm down here in New Orleans, still going to do it. You know who I'm putting on the Sports Media Ombudsman Bud List? This guy right here.
Oh, phew.
Nick Wright.
Phew.
So here's the deal. Can we not do to Patrick Mahomes what we, and I played a role in it, did to LeBron James? So here was the odd curse of LeBron winning the championship in 2016, coming back down from 3-1. From that moment forward in his career, there was only one thing left to do. Can he catch or pass Michael Jordan? Little did we know at the time that his career would still be going on almost a decade later. But in the midst of that decade, every accomplishment LeBron got was butted with, yeah, it's amazing, but Here's what Michael Jordan did. Yeah, it's amazing, but here's why he's not Michael. I am worried that if Patrick wins on Sunday, he is going to have speed run everyone in league history down and then have to deal with that where he is LeBron and Tom Brady is Michael Jordan for 10, 15 years of whatever's left of his career. After his second year in the league, he'd already eclipsed greats like Dan Fouts and Jim Kelly. By year 5, he had surpassed the careers of Big Ben, Drew Brees, Kurt Warner, Steve Young. By last year, he had passed Troy and Dan and Favre and Rodgers. If he wins Sunday, then it's not debatable. He has passed Elway, Manning, Montana, everyone but Tom. And are we then, in his future accomplishments, going to celebrate them or simply be like, well, still 2 short of Tom here and 3 short there, or are we going to enjoy the ride? And now I will admit, one of the reasons I'm putting myself on that list is because I'm probably going to be part of the problem.
Okay.
But I'm admitting that on the front end. Sometimes I need unbutting myself.
Can I add something?
Go ahead.
If he wins the Super Bowl and then does an interview and he says, that's right, that right there made me the best ever.
Yeah.
I think the Tom Brady fans can just be like, whoa, what'd you just say?
Are you talking about LeBron?
Yes.
He did that years after the fact, hanging out with friends at a barbershop. Give me a break. Doesn't matter. You're doing it already. I should have put you on the butt list, but there it is, bro.
I think that's a good take.
That's very interesting. I think it's unavoidable because it's what we do. And the thing is, though, I do think a good number of people will say that he's the GOAT if he wins 3 straight. And then I don't see a decade-long drought like you had with Tom Brady. I mean, he could win a 5th one next year or a 5th one 2 years from now, and his pace is so high that I think he could pass Brady in his prime, you know, so.
Solid.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm a Chiefs guy.
Oh,
okay? I'm beloved in
know
Kansas
that
City.
at all.
I'm beloved in Kansas City.
You are not.
You're not.
What are you
just
talking
with
about?
me when you're there.
I talked to some Chiefs fans outside, and they said, hey, Wildes.
Where's Nick?
Where's Nick? Have you seen Nick? But I'm putting defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo on the bud list as motivation. It's not an indictment. Hear a lot about how great Spags is. Oh, he's going to cook up all this stuff to stop Saquon Barkley. Oh, okay. That's great. I just want to point out that the Eagles have the better defense in this game. The Eagles' defense was number 1 in total yards. The Eagles' defense was number 1 defense in passing yards. The Eagles' defense was number 2 scoring defense, just a third of a point behind the Chargers. Just barely. The Eagles' defense is the defense we should be talking about. But because Vic Fangio is, and granted, this is a fly in the ointment of my argument, because Vic Fangio is 0-8 against Patrick Mahomes, I think that a little doubt can creep in. That being said, our confidence in the Chiefs defense, which decided to limit Josh Allen to, checking notes, 29 points, and the game could have hinged on a tush push that Josh Allen can't do and that Jalen Hurts can't not do, I think we could start to say, ooh, the Eagles defense is really good. Ooh, Spags needs to be concerned about the Eagles offense. Here's how Jalen Hurts does in big games, the Alabama game notwithstanding. 40 points a game, completion percentage, pretty good. Total yards per game, 265. Passer rating, hovering 97. 9 total touchdowns, and one time he put the ball on the ground. It was a big one, don't get me wrong, may have lost the Super Bowl, but still. That being said, I would like the Eagles defense and Vic Fangio to get the credit that they deserve since they are the better defense in this game.
What does that do with Steve Spagnuolo?
Because he's getting all the credit. He's hogging all the credit.
3 words.
Where's the
for you,
motivation
Wildes.
for Spags?
Yeah, where's the motivation?
I believe in you. You're 0-8.
No,
you're not.
Fangio's
Exactly.
I believe in you. We saw him at the parade. He was eating pasta.
Yeah.
It's true. We were hanging out at the parade, and he was just there. We're like, isn't that like a defensive mastermind? He's like just hanging out as a normal
What
guy.
are the 3 words? Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.